Shalom. First, I'd like to start off by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to teachers, elders, and the apostles of Great Millstone, likewise, brothers, putting on this truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep, and to you, brothers and sisters, tuning in. Shalom. Today's lesson's title, Yahweh Shai is the way, not the sword. Now, in this lesson today, I'm going to show you a couple of clips that I came across. It's in relation to what took place a couple of weeks ago out there in, well, you'll see this little town here where those neo-Nazis are going through, but there's a lot more that's being built up here, and you can see where Jake being blinded and not trusting into the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, who the world ignorantly called God and Jesus. You can see that they're going to be falling into that snare, that trap that Esau is setting up. And there's also another interesting development that is going to impact Yasharallah significantly real soon. So take a look at this video.
Turn now to one community in Ohio, which is now the center of a growing national debate about civil rights, hate speech, and the Second Amendment. NBC News correspondent and NBC News Now daily anchor Morgan Radford visited the town of Lincoln Heights, where residents have formed an armed community defense group in the wake of a neo-Nazi rally.
So I'm going to explain something here because you have these residents now or members of this community, you know, that have decided that they're going to take up arms. And if you can see with the headline, it is now, you know, showing Jake as, oh, now they're getting ready to now take up arms against Esau. Okay. And this is sending a very combative message, so to speak. If you understand the nature of Esau and how Esau conducts his warfare, they have something called preemptive strike. And they've been conducting preemptive strike on us the entire time since we've been over here. From buck breaking, humiliation, lies, okay, tyranny against us. But now that Jake are now really displaying the fact that they're sick and tired of being bullied and is ready to go more combative against Esau, well, this is going to get very nasty. So now, most of you, and unless you're new, you know about IUIC, ISUPK, and Sakari. Now, I got this image up here. In the middle there, this is an actual battalion, okay, the 7728 Combat Sustainment Support Battalion, or they call it CSSB. Okay, now you can see the formation right there with the flag, right? This is how it is, all right? And in this battalion, you have companies. It could be 4, it could be 5 companies. Each company is headed by a commander. It could be from a first lieutenant or second lieutenant to a captain. And you have a battalion commander would be an 05 or a lieutenant colonel. Now, you see how they how their formation look? Now, take a look, depends on how you're looking. Look at the top left and you see IUIC. They're carrying flags. Notice that the military carry flags. Okay, they carry flags. When you look at the bottom, you see IUIC, they're stretching on their arms to have that space in between each man. This is common in the military. I don't know if IUIC has members that were in the military that have decided that they would use this, okay? And IUIC has a like to march down the street singing cadence and act like they're a military force, even though they're not armed, but they're walking around all dressed alike, like in uniform with fringes, singing cadence. Likewise, when you look up there, you see the ISUPK on the top right. Look at this the leader dressed up like in camouflage, okay, with a beret on. That looks very militaristic. You look down to the bottom, and I have the arrow pointing at a weapon that the Sakari member is wearing. Okay, so these are Hebrew Israelites out there preaching, but they're carrying a weapon on them. So all of these things, okay, look, Esau of them, they're looking at it. Okay, now I'm going to talk. The governor of Vuz and Menachis brought a video the other day, you know, with that we are being watched by all the alphabet agencies out there. Okay, this is what Iran intelligence agency has put out there. Okay, now I want you to see something here, because this is what I was talking about, which is going to be very critical here. Is Trump now, okay, has enacted today, okay, the Trump invokes wartime law to target Venezuelan gang and speed up deportation. This is not about Venezuelan gang. This is about the Hebrew Israelite. Because now with this wartime law, they right now can bypass all the liberties that people have been experiencing. When we tell you that this is Jacob's trouble coming right now and Jacob's about to get a wake-up call, here it is right now. So all the while the courts have been fighting against this man to invoke this. And now they say, okay, let it go. This is a special thing, okay? And Lord willing, I can go into this as a separate lesson, okay? Because this has grave implication. And then you see this town, they're taking up weapons. You take a look at the Hebrew Israelites, and now they're trying to come up with a way to kind of link us to terrorism. And you can see these other groups out here are trying to make themselves look as militaristic as possible, rather than doing what the Lord Yahweh Shemashai has commanded servants to do, which is what? Okay, be wise as serpent and harmless as dove. Okay, you are sheep amongst wolves. This is not acting, or this is not being a sheep. They're trying to be wolves who are actually sheep. Before we move any further here, this is the book of Psalms 44, down verse 5. It reads, through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us, which is, you have to know the name Yahweh Shemashai. This is a dreadful name in the air of these people out there. Okay, it's a very dreadful name for them. So they know when you are calling a sweet Jesus and you're calling on the government or the system here in Great Babylon, America, they know you don't have the name of the true deliverer, which is Yahweh Shemashai. It says, for I will not trust in my bow, guns, the modern day guns, neither shall my sword save me. So you can't trust in your modern day guns, you cannot trust in your modern day politician, okay, or whatever petty laws that they have set up. Okay, you know, you saw what that reporter said about what civil rights, okay, and what you can or can't do. Okay, and this is now an issue, and we're going to go a little further, and you can see, okay, how this is really going to become an issue. It says, but thou hast saved us from our enemies, and hast put them to shame that hated us. This word puts these Edomites, or here, our enemies, to shame. They're being exposed. We're not using any swords. We're using the scriptures. It says, in power we boast all day long and praise thy name forever. Selah. So we always make mention to Esau and let Esau, these elites know, okay, and those that rule us under oppression here in Great Babylon, America, that the Lord, Yahushua HaMashiach, is going to deliver us. He is going to tear into you doggone Edomites. We don't have to lift up any sword. We already have the protection around us.
Morgan joins us now. You were there just on Tuesday. What did the residents tell you about what's going on?
Yeah, I was there just this week. John, it was fascinating because what's interesting is that this town was founded during the Great Migration back in the 20s as a refuge for black citizens, which is why it was especially painful when neo-Nazis suddenly appeared in this 3,000-person majority black town. But they decided to fight back, taking up arms and patrolling their own streets. Now they're at the center of a much larger debate about protection and free speech and who gets it.
This is the book of Proverbs 16, and verse 4 reads, the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, had made all things for himself, yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord Yahweh Shemashai. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. Now, you have Jakes that are joined with Esau mentally, okay, mentally. And you can see here, and that's why I put that little script there, black pride, okay? Because you can see here where this reporter is talking about the historical, you know, making historical reference about this town, you know, and how it was a refuge, okay, for so-called blacks here in Great Babylon, America. So you can see here where they have a sense of pride that this is ours, and I look, you know, peace or haven here in Great Babylon, America, and we're going to fight to the death to keep it. And we're going to see how this is going to turn out. It says, by mercy and truth, iniquity is purged, and by the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, man depart from evil. So what we know, there's a non-fear of the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, by Jakes here in Great Babylon, America, which is why you see our people are turning more to Esau and also to themselves to try to deliver themselves instead of listening to the man of the Lord who will tell them, no, the deliverer, okay, is Yahweh Shai Mashiach, who stand by the Father, Yahweh Shai Shai. That's a deliverer. We can't deliver ourselves here. It says, when a man's ways please the Lord, Yahweh Shai, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. What you see took place a couple of weeks ago with those neo-Nazi showing up, okay, that was the Lord actually really giving warning to Jake's them. Look here, this is things to come. So those neo-Nazis weren't there to really do any real serious damage. They were just simply there to let these Jakes who are comfortable in this town because of their black pride and heritage, okay, no, you're not safe. Take a look at the historical destruction of the cities that Jakes have built for themselves by Esau the Edomite, okay?
These aren't police officers or soldiers.
They're business owners, their fathers, their sons, daughters.
These are civilians, members of the Lincoln Heights Safety and Watch Program.
It's a duty. Okay, let's go.
The duty, protecting their neighborhood, the majority black village of Lincoln Heights, Ohio. After neo-Nazis held a rally here last month, carrying rifles, waving swastikas, and hurling racial slurs, just moments before children were let out of school.
This is the book of Micah 2, where it reads, Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. Now, over the years, Esau has gotten into Jake's head about black pride, black community, black culture, black history. And you see all of the things that Esau put out there that he has gotten Jake to accept as being his history, his culture, and what he needs to abide by. And this is why you see this pride is in these people, you know, because of the historical sense that they feel of thriving and surviving all of these years. So here you have these men, you know, have their face hidden and, you know, carrying around a weapon, and it's actually being interviewed by this reporter, okay? And, you know, they're saying, you know, that they're fathers and, you know, businessmen, you know, and they try to protect their identity, right? Your identity is not protected, okay? So if you have a love to remain here in Great Babylon, America, instead of getting out of here and praying to Yahweh Shai to deliver you, okay, from the destruction that he's going to bring here to Great Babylon, America, then you're going to, you know, do this. This is what you see these Edomites doing. And I want you, if you're still watching this, to stay tuned for more of the clips, because it gets very interesting here. This is the book of Psalms 91, starting verse 1. It reads, He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, He is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in Him will I trust. Not these, man. Did you see how those kids walk across the street with that woman? You know, it's almost like it was like on cue and action. You know, like they're supposed to. They mentioned that these men are not even military trained. They're not police officers. Nothing. These are some dudes with some guns. Okay. So do they really know how to actually handle a weapon? Continue to say, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. This is why you have brothers putting out lessons daily. Okay? The Heavenly Father, okay, is inspiring us. Okay? The Holy Spirit is inspiring us to put out these lessons. This is all we do. We're watchmen. We watch these things. We know we're not ignorant of Esau's devices, okay? It says, thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that fly by day. We're not. We're not. I know none of the brothers are. I'm not. Okay? But they apparently are. Because they're putting their trust in their bow, and they're putting their trust in this system.
At the time, law enforcement officials said the neo-Nazis did not break any laws, but an investigation by county prosecutors is ongoing. Weeks later, the KKK came with these flyers.
First African-American community above the Mason-Dixon line of staff.
Safety and Watch Group spokesperson Durrance Daniels says the police did not do enough, which was more chilling because the town was founded in the 1920s as a safe haven for black residents.
This is the book of Amos 3, starting verse 6. It reads, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord Yahweh Shemashai had not done it? Surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servant, the prophet. We have that secret. We're telling you, Great Babylon America is going to be destroyed. But before that destruction comes, you have a lot of things that's going to take place. One, you're going to have Jacob's Trouble, which is a 12-tribal visual, okay, so-called blacks and Americans and Latinos. Okay, you're going to have great famine. You're going to have the use of the sword that's going to become a daily thing. Okay, you're going to have seditions amongst men, which is going to be these Edomites against each other. You're going to have tribal, or what you call race wars. Okay, so that's not going to be, Great Babylon America is in its last breath of livelihood on this earth. As you can see, these other nations are despising this place. So here you have this Jake, this braided hair Jake, you know, walking in, you know, of course he's probably of some importance or feeling very important out there, because he is the one that's orchestrating, you know, this basically keeping this keeping this town, you know, safe through imposing, you know, some type of, you know, mini militia to keep everyone safe. But it's not going to work, because the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, that warning that those neo-Nazi, when they came around, that was a warning from the Lord Yahweh Shemashai that, Jakes, you need to repent. I am quite sure people in that town know about the Hebrew Israelites. They've probably seen the brothers out there on the street. Okay, because we do have a GMS camp out there in Ohio, so they've seen it, but they don't care. Okay, what they think they're gonna do is some way, somehow they are going to defend, you know, their little piece of land. And you know, notice that they keep bringing up the historical importance of this town. Jake, don't let dumb pride get you killed. Turn to the Lord Yahweh Shemashai and repent. Okay.
Lincoln Heights is our home. If somebody broke into your home, you call the police, and the police says, you know, if they do it again, we haven't broken any law, so we're just going to allow them to break into your home again. What would you do?
Are you worried at all that having a potentially armed response could just create more friction, create more danger?
I'll answer that by saying I've never felt safer as a black man in my community than I have right now.
Unbelievable. I mean, this man is the leader. Okay, he's the leader of this. This is 2 Ezra 16. And starting with verse 70, because Jakes, you need to understand this, okay? This is going to come to pass. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, which is the 12 tribe of Israel. Okay? You can imagine right now, the Northern Kingdom tribes, they never thought there would come a day that they would be getting their nigger treatment, so to speak. But here they are, scattering. And I showed you earlier in the opening part of this video lesson that they now have enacted the Alien Law Act, which means now they can go after anybody that looks like a doggone speck. Seriously, okay? And also they're going after Southern Kingdom tribe man too, okay? Because remember they had Haitians, you know. So we're about to get that heat right now, okay? And this man right now, he's now feeling safe, because you get a couple untrained so-called black men standing up, okay, with civilian grade rifle M4s to so-called protect your precious historical community. It says they should be like madmen, sparing them but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Why are they going to come like madmen? When you look at how SWAT takes down a house, or how SWAT takes down, or how they respond, they go very fast. And for those of you who serve in this man's military, you know exactly how fast you move to kick down a door. And the goal is to do what? To make sure you have the target, okay, overwhelmed with firepower and intimidation, which is that weapon, which is eminent. They need to feel eminently that they're going to be put to death, okay? So how does this man feel that he's now being protected by untrained men? So that shows you basically, you know, he's blind, and he's also very ignorant, okay, to what really is going to take place. Esau them is going to come in so powerful and so fast and so horrible, they don't even know what's going to hit them. Okay, so now they're being taught. They're now looked at, and they're going to be called terrorists, and they're going to be labeled that as such. Jake don't learn.
The mayor of Evendale, which oversees the police force that responded that day, said in a statement to NBC News, "Our emphasis on de-escalation and public safety resulted in the incident's resolution without injuries to any of the persons involved." But residents here say they can't afford to wait. Every day, the Safety and Watch group escorts children to school and patrols the streets.
Why do you all wear masks?
Those Nazis, we have reports of them finding our backgrounds, so we're not hiding ourselves from the residents, but we're protecting our family from what we're doing out here.
While many locals do support the security group, some, like business owner Eric Ruffin, say they wish the group wasn't needed.
We don't want to become what we hate. You know, we don't want to become a group of people that walk around feeling like we have a reason in America to have to protect ourselves.
And this community
Stand up.
Stand up.
is not backing down.
This is the book of Mark 8, and verse 35 reads, "For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel, the same shall save it." We are out there on the highway and the byway, putting our lives on the line because we believe that our Mashiach is going to come and destroy Esau and save us. We believe in what the Most High Yahweh Shemashai said, that he's going to send his son to save 1/3 of us, and we are prisoners of hope. But here are these Jakes, and you see the so-called businessman at the end, you know, he said basically, you know, he wished that they could just live in peace and they didn't have to do this. Okay? But you can see what they're trying to do is they're trying to preserve their way here in Great Babylon, America. And that is going to work against them. Okay? Let's go into the book of Jeremiah 30 and start verse 4. It reads, "And these are the words of the Lord Yahweh Shemashai spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah." So the northern kingdom, they're getting their wake-up call right now, and that's about to go on steroid level, okay, with this now alien act enacted for real. And concerning Judah, okay, which Judah, okay, or the Jews, the true Jews, the so-called Negroes, okay, which is the house of Judah. You have Benjamin, Levi, and Judah. It says, "For thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child." I just went into 2nd Ezra, which talks about how they'd be like madmen, okay? These Edomites already know that they have a short time, okay? And they're about to fulfill the prophecies that's written in the scripture. We were told before we went into slavery that we would be going into slavery, okay? That we would be stripped of our dignitary powers and be, you know, servants to the base of man. And it happened. It came to pass. Nobody escaped. So the Lord Yahweh Shemashai said that Jacob's trouble is coming. You best believe you can invest everything you have in it. It's going to take place. It says, "Wherefore do I see every man with his hand on his loin, as a woman in travail, and all faces turn into paleness." Yeah, when you actually see it happening, that they don't give a crap about you. They will kick you out of your house. They're going to beat you. They're going to rape your women and your children, and maybe even you, because this is a sodomite, okay, kingdom. You're going to be like, oh, they were telling the truth. Those were just not just niggas stand up on the street corner preaching. They were telling us about this, but it's going to be too late. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble," the 12th tribe of Israel, "but he shall be saved out of it." Who? Only the 1/3. Only the 1/3.
We contacted the mayor of Evendale's office, and they say that prosecutors are looking at body camera footage of the neo-Nazi rally to see if any criminal charges could be filed. But meantime, the Hamilton County Sheriff is also calling on state lawmakers to pass legislation making it a crime to wear a mask with the purpose of intimidation while open carrying, guys.
So, did you hear that? You see what we're talking about? How hypocritical. Because all of a sudden, Now that Jake them are wearing a mask and they're carrying a weapon, okay, all of a sudden now they're looking to come up with a law. Again, this is how Esau operates, Jakes. Okay, this is why we tell you this is not our place of rest. You're going to the oppressor for him to show mercy on you when you should be asking for mercy from the Lord Yahweh Shai. Because as I brought it earlier, everything that's done on this earth, good or evil, the Lord Yahweh is the one that's orchestrating it. He's the one that you have to pray to mercy for. So all of a sudden now, okay, they want to now go after people who's wearing the face mask. And you think they're going to go after them neo-Nazi or these other, they're not going to do it. It doesn't work that way, Jake. How many times you have to see Jake get deleted for a simple traffic stop? Yes, so these Edomites can jump out and friggin' they're going to use, machine guns and spray a cop car, or they can murder 20 people. And the next thing you know, you're watching a video where the cops are turning around and giving them a blanket and a doggone ice cold water and asking them how they're doing. Come on, Jake. Okay, so you see how this is working right now? Oh, all of a sudden now, you can't cover your face. It was all good up until Jake's them are starting to do it. And this is how they're building that case against us. Okay, when I say us, I'm talking about the 12 tribe of Israel. Okay, to make us the boogeyman and the reason why a great America cannot achieve MAGA or make America great again. Because, oh, these people are destroying everything.
Morgan, let me ask you, one of the people you interviewed there, a young man, said he's never felt safer in his community than he does now. So this could have an impact nationwide, things like this. I mean, there is a contagion factor in safety. People always seek it. What did the mayor or anybody that you spoke to think about the contagion factor?
Duran's, I don't want to speak for him, but after my conversation with him, I feel like I could confidently say he would say the contagion factor has already happened. Because when I asked, is this a reaction to a local moment or a national movement? And he said, look at January 6th. He said, you already have people felt emboldened to come here locally because of what they saw nationally. If you can hang from the building of the hallowed halls of the Capitol and then be pardoned, not be prosecuted, why don't you think you can come to a small village of African Americans, only 3,000 people?
So right off the back, when you see that the old cracker open his mouth and he started talking, you knew right off the back what he was thinking. Okay, so now what they're looking at here is like, if you see this in one so-called black community, now you're going to have an emboldened spirit of all the so-called blacks in this country. Okay, because you keep in mind the average cracker, they only see the black man as a threat. Well, now they're looking at the Latino man and stuff here, but they haven't really gained the prominence of them looking at the so-called black man, because we've always been that thorn in their side. The spirit just doesn't know who we really are, but they're gonna come to that actualization when the Mashiach returns and deliver us, and then they, of course, go into slavery afterward. But this is the greatest fear, okay, in these so-called white people's mind, especially the so-called white man, is now you have Jake's taking up weapon. And we saw what happened to the so-called Black Panther Party movement, okay, and the various other so-called black movement which involve carrying a sword in their hand, or the stick. Esau destroyed them very quickly. And this is why we tell you, Hebrew Israelites out there, the sword is not the way, Yahushua is the way. Can we defend ourselves? It's going to be at an appointed time, okay? But the way these Jakes are doing it, they're not doing it, okay, as a means of self-defense. They're doing it because they want to preserve their pride and their joy of having this historical black community, okay? And you can see right now, they're setting up the narrative to come down really hard on so-called black communities, okay? And as you see right now with Trump already initiating, okay, that alien law, all of Yasharal is now going to get it, okay? Oh yeah, and by the way, he's doing that birthright citizen thing. Oh yeah, because now they're trying to say that Native Americans are not actual Americans, all right?
Morgan, does the group have any real authority? But as long as they stay within the confines of the law, they should be okay.
It's a great question. You know, I asked that basically, are you stopping cars when they come in because you think someone looks suspicious? Is that, you know, profiling in its own sort of way? And they said, no. We are patently aware of what our rights are and what our limitations are. They said, we're not officers. What we do is we are trying to cooperate with the police department. So if we see suspicious activity, because remember the KKK came back with flyers just after this rally. So they're saying this is more of a defensive posture to deter people from entering our community and showing them by virtue of our masks, by virtue of our guns, that you can't come here and we're not going to take this punchline down.
So you all know where I'm going to go with this. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 10. It reads, never trust thine enemy, for like as an iron rusted, so is his wickedness. And you can see here what Jake is saying, that they're cooperating with law enforcement. Well, wait a minute. Didn't you just say earlier that they didn't do anything on that day? This is the reason why y'all have resorted to walking around armed. Okay, it says, this is verse 16. It reads, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. Those cops are your enemies, they're Edomites. But in his heart he imagined how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. So they're telling you, the mayor saying, or the leader of that town, the city saying, okay, they're looking to get a national thing or a law where covering your face is going to be punishable, you know, by fines or incarceration, because suddenly now you have black men that are saying, wait a minute, we're going to hide our identity and we're going to go there strapped, okay, because we don't feel safe, okay? So you can't trust the system, Jake, okay? Let's close it with the book of Proverbs 1 and start verse 27, because this is what's going to happen. When your fear cometh as a desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, this is what's coming on you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. You have the brothers out there in Ohio. You have GMS out there in Ohio, and likewise brothers out there who are part of this ministry, okay, telling you, seek the Lord, okay? It said, they shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. Now is the time. But you're too busy being proud like these Edomites. You want to preserve your little part of Edom. For that they hated knowledge that the white man is your enemy, that they hate you, that this is not our place of rest, and did not choose the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, because you rather fear the so-called white man. You rather fear neo-Nazi, okay? They would, none of my counsel, they despise all my reproof. So you're not listening. You don't want to listen because it's not beneficial to you. Who the hell are we? Okay? Who the hell are we? So you're not listening to the prophets that are out there. Okay, you are not going to follow, okay, the laws, okay, and nor do you give a crap of who the hell you really are. And there it is, Jake. Lord willing, the elect was edified, that goes by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Shemel Shai, Hashem, Rakakadash, Shalom.